Well, the Nintendo Switch presentation has come and gone, and it was a presentation. I'll give you that. But we did get a ton of information, so let's go through it right now to summarize what happened on the Nintendo Switch presentation. First, the release date. The Nintendo Switch will launch on March 3rd, which is a little bit earlier than I had originally thought it was going to launch. I thought it was going to launch maybe mid or late March, but no, right out the gate, beginning of March, boom, Nintendo Switch. And it will sell for the recommended price of $300 US. As I discussed in previous video, I knew it was going to be between $250 and $300. And $300 is kind of the high end. It's a little bit higher than I thought it was going to be, honestly, because the PS4 and Xbox One sell for the same amount, but they already have tons of games. They have much more power. They have a much bigger fan base already built in. The Switch coming right out the gate at the same price, we'll have to see how it goes. Now, of course, it is new technology, brand new ideas. You got the dock on the TV, you got the portable, you got everything together. You got a few games, looks like, coming out, so hopefully this will go well. But don't be surprised if a price drop comes sooner than expected. Next, Nintendo Switch will feature various online services, and they will be paid for. This is the first time Nintendo has ever charged for its online services, just like how PlayStation used to be free for online stuff. Now, of course, you have to be part of PlayStation Plus to play online on the PS4. Looks like Nintendo is going the same way. But until the fall of 2017, it will be free for everyone who has a Nintendo account. After that, it will be a paid service. Next, Nintendo Switch will be region-free, and they actually went out of the way to state that, which I thought was very interesting. So yes, the rumors are true. Nintendo Switch can play games from any region. Hopefully you can download virtual console games from different regions, ones that come out in some places and not others, so this sounds like a really good idea. Next, up to 8 Nintendo Switch consoles can be connected for local wireless multiplayer. This is also a really nice deal because currently this Nintendo console is the only, not handheld like a Vita, but actual console that can be played in local multiplayer easily. And of course you can bring your PS4, you can bring your Xbox One, but bringing that big old box is kind of a big hassle. So having a small little screen in your pocket or in your backpack, you're bringing it with your friends, you got up to 8 people playing a game, you got Smash Brothers, you got Splatoon, you got Mario Kart. This could be a really big sell if it's marketed correctly. Next, we learned that the square button on the left Joy-Con is confirmed to be a capture button. As stated in the presentation, it will take screenshots, but later on they will implement video capture software. The Joy-Cons are confirmed to have gyro motion controls, so these Joy-Con controllers do act as a Wii mode, which is good. Which leads me to believe that there might be some kind of Wii and Wii U virtual console on this system as well. Next, Joy-Cons will come in color variations. They have neon blue, neon red, and a whole bunch of others probably coming. Hopefully, we get one of the ones that's like purple and see-through. Like, remember that Game Boy Color was purple and see-through? Man, that was my jam. Next, the Joy-Cons contain a motion IR camera that can detect hand movements and distance. And of course, they hyped up this technology like, oh, it's going to give us brand new games, brand new ideas, and hopefully it does. Next, Joy-Cons will feature HD rumble technology for advanced haptic feedback. And they had it in the presentation. You could feel ice inside of a glass and you could feel water pouring in. It's very detailed, very specific haptic feedback rumble technology. So here's hoping that games implement it very smartly. And we had a ton of games announced. First was 1-2 Switch, which appears to be the Switch's version of Nintendo Land or Wii Sports. The presentation didn't really show exactly how it works. It was just people kind of flailing around the room and things were just kind of happening. Hopefully it works well. They're trying to market this game as the next Wii Sports, it seems like, where it's like, invite your friends over, invite your grandma, come play this game together. But I think that ship may have sailed, but we will see when the game comes out. Next, we have the game Arms, which is like a one-on-one boxing game where your arms can extend across the screen. So it's like boxing meets shooter kind of thing, and it looked kind of interesting. Here's hoping it turns out really good. Next up, we had Splatoon 2. Now, we thought Splatoon was just gonna get oh, it's just an update, just an advanced port, but turns out, nope, it's Splatoon 2. All new weapons, all new stages, all new outfits and everything. They didn't go into too much detail, but if you're a fan of Splatoon, which I know many people are, especially young kids, this should be great news. Next up, the Super Mario game is real, just like what we saw in the original trailer for the Switch. It's called Super Mario Odyssey. It's the first sandbox Mario game since Super Mario Sunshine and Super Mario 64. Now, it looks kind of weird because apparently it takes place in New York City, But, I trust Nintendo. Mario is one franchise that really never lets us down. I trust them. It's an open world, open sandbox. You got new abilities. Mario can throw his hat, which is now sort of an animated object, apparently. So it looks really good. Here's hoping it turns out. Now, speaking of games that look really good, Xenoblade 2. It's not Xenoblade Chronicles. It's not Xenoblade, some different subtitle. It's Xenoblade 2, and this game looks awesome. If you're a big JRPG fan, if you like Xenoblade, the first 2 games in the saga, then, this game is right up your alley. This game looks great. Next up, Fire Emblem Warriors, which is, the continuation of Hyrule Warriors and Dragon Quest Heroes and all that. So if you're a fan of those games, we didn't get any information about this at all. We just got like a little CG trailer and the title, but it could be good. Next up, of course, these games we kind of already knew about. You had Dragon Quest X, the MMO that's coming. You had Dragon Quest XI, which looks amazing. And we're getting Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2 together on the Switch. So again, if you're a fan of Dragon Quest, if you're a fan of the Warriors games, if you're a fan of just JRPGs in general, this is great news. Next up, Shin Megami Tensei, which is, Atlus's flagship series. Persona is kind of an offshoot of that series. So again, if you're into that series, you're into really deep, grindy JRPGs, this looks absolutely great. Now, next up is a game that looks amazing, but has possibly the worst title I've ever heard in my life. It's a game from Square Enix, who continues to take a big old frothy dump on the English language and gives us Project Octopath Traveler. What does that even mean? Anyway, this game looks kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics, which immediately caught my eye. The art style, the way it's presented, this could be a great throwback retro game, and here's hoping it is. Just like what we saw in the reveal trailer all that time ago, and just like Bethesda said, not really guys, but yes, Skyrim is coming to the Switch. And this, Skyrim's kind of an old game at this point, but the fact that you can take it on the go, you can play it on a plane, on the bus, you can traverse the world, do all these things, it could be great, and I'm hoping they allow mods as well, because if they do, then this would be a system seller. EA was up there for way too long talking about FIFA. So I guess that's a couple third-party games announced, maybe. Here's hoping. And then we got some information about what is going to be in the box of the Nintendo Switch, which is everything you would assume would be there. It's the Joy-Cons. It's these little Joy-Con wrist strap things that make the L and R buttons on the Joy-Cons actually pushable by adult hands. Pre-orders are going to start in Japan on January 21st. Pre-orders for the rest of the world, I believe, are starting pretty much now. And finally, we actually got the release date of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, they've been teasing, they've been saying like, oh, it's not confirmed for launch, guys. We don't know when it's coming, but yes, it's coming March 3rd, launch title. So when the system comes out, Legend of Zelda will be there. So those of you who've been waiting and who've been patiently and impatiently refreshing all the screens and all the web pages, now it's finally coming out. So there you have it. There's a quick rundown of everything that we got from the presentation. It was kind of a rough presentation, wasn't all that spectacular, but the system does look like it has a bright future. But here's hoping that everything turns out the way we hope it is. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for watching the Commonwealth Realm, and please subscribe for more information about Zelda and the Switch as it comes out.